You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC podcast, Lingerie Fighting Championships. Y'all, we got events coming up for you. LFC 43, Independence Day 2 on July 4th, and LFC 44, Underground Knockouts from Cardiff, Wales. And for the Cardiff, Wales show, we are joined today by the woman who will be the referee for that event on July the 6th, the one, the only Miss Saskia Sharman. Saskia, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you?
Hey, thank you. I'm really well, and thank you for asking me to come on to the show.
Of course, there's a lot to get into. Saskia, you do a lot of great work, and we're really going to dive into that in today's forum. But first and foremost, let's talk about it. LFC 44, Underground Knockouts, July 6th, Cardiff, Wales. You, my friend, are going to be the referee for this event. How excited for you, your first debut into the Lingerie Fighting Championships world, and as a referee, nonetheless.
Yeah, really excited for it. I did want to wrestle. I have followed LFC for a little while, and I always thought it'd be amazing to do. And when I saw these two UK events, I just messaged on Facebook, wow, I'd love to do that. And they said, send us a message. So I did. And they said, unfortunately, all the spots have gone. I thought nothing of it. And then 2 days later, I got a message saying, would you like to be referee? And yeah, I'd love to. Jumped at the chance. I'd love to be part of it. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, that's the thing, too. When you think of the Lingerie Fighting Championships, as our slogan is, a little bit of MMA, a little bit of wrestling, and a little bit of clothing. You look at the world of LFC, always kind of equated to what we have here in the States with the LFL and what we have with the Lingerie Football League. It was badass women playing football, but they're also in their lingerie. So it adds the sexiness, it adds the style, it adds the aesthetic. And when it comes to LFC, who doesn't love to see badass women tearing it down in their lingerie, kicking butt and taking names, but incorporating the sex appeal side? So there's a little bit of for everybody, you know?
Yeah, we don't really get much of that over here. We certainly don't get women in their underwear playing football over here. We do get some wrestling, but we certainly don't get the football, ladies in their underwear.
Right. That's the thing, though. I think with the style and aesthetic, and one of the things that I love about going to the UK, and when I think about wrestling-wise and really talking about this, the fact that LFC is finally doing an event in the UK, some of the most rabid, passionate fan bases, some amazing people like yourself that we get to see on the international side of things across the pond. It's one of those things where we got a lot of things that we can bring to the UK fans, and it's also something for a variety for a lot of people, for people that love combat sports, for people that love sexiness and voluptuosity. There's something for everybody, man. I think that uniqueness is very keen in any form of entertainment and variety, you know?
Yeah, and I do think it is becoming more popular over here now. Definitely the wrestling scene is getting more popular. We've got a couple of big places in London where all the girls do sessions there, and they have events there and shoots that we film there. So yeah, that whole kind of wrestling scene is quite popular at the moment here.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you look at sessions wrestling, everybody in here in the States, it's like an underground thing, but then it becomes more popular, like you mentioned, especially in the UK. I think a lot of people are really starting to understand like the uniquenesses, the preferences, and really what the variety and what sessions wrestling is all about, and the clientele that even goes into it, because a lot of people like to explore, they like to expand their horizons, like to be open with opportunities. And I think that really needs to be normalized in today's society. You know, at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we all have our likes, we have our preferences. But at the end of the day, too, we all like to have fun. And that's what it is at the end of the day. It's just fun.
I think so. And I think it is so much fun that rolling around with somebody, getting all hot and sweaty and choking them and pinning them down. And yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I get a lot from it. And every session is different. Every client wants something different. It might be a fantasy match where it's kind of more playful and more fun, or it might be a more competitive match where they do want, you know, proper jiu-jitsu style, and they want to win, you know, and they want to be competitive. So yeah, every match is different, and every match is a lot of fun.
I look at it like this, man, with everything that goes into it, like you mentioned, the playful side of things, as well as incorporating the fine art forms, the jiu-jitsu and professional wrestling and everything as far as martial arts go. I think that's the beauty part about it. I mean, in the 90s, Mariah Carey once sang that sweet, sweet fantasy baby. We're all about that fantasy, and we're all having those fantasy come to life. And really, if you look at it, what you're doing with the art form, because that's what it is, you're evoking emotions, you're eliciting reactions, and that's what it really bases at the end of the day. I think if we really see it through the right lens and the right art form and the right canvas that it is, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, it really is. And yeah, and very physical. You get a really, really good workout from it. You'll be absolutely sweating at the end of it. It's the most physical, intense thing that I've ever done. And I've done a lot of different types of training in my fitness career. But yeah, you get a really good workout from it.
Let's talk about the fitness side of things, because I got to say, what I really admire about you is what you're doing is you got that positively proactive mindset. You really do showcase your dominance within your fitness and really to help people as well. I think from the coaching side of things, from invoking emotions, eliciting reactions, from the fitness side of things, you really get to help people not only get into shape, feel good about themselves mentally and physically, dare I say internally and externally. There's a lot that really goes into it. So talk about the fitness side of things, man, because you are whipping people into a lot of great shapes, you know?
Yeah, so I've been in the fitness industry for about 10 years now. And I started off, so I've been a personal trainer for 10 years, and I started off going to people's homes to train them in their homes, people that needed some type of medical support or couldn't get out their home or just didn't like the gym. So I would go to them. I've got all the kit in my car, and I'd take it with me, and I'd go and train them in their homes or their garden or park. And then recently I've started 2 new projects. One of them is Mind Fit, which is my regular personal training business, where I help people overcome their bad habits and addictions with the help of mindset and exercise. And then the second project that I've been working on, which is a lot of fun, which is my fitness domination program. And I train submissive men through dominance. And I tell them exactly what they're going to do. And if they don't do their exercises and their squats, then they're going to get some sort of punishment. And if they do it, and I'm pleased with the results that they're getting, then they'll get some sort of reward. And it's a lot to do with that kind of control thing. They like me to be in control, and they like to be told what to do and when to do it. And yeah, that's a lot of fun. I really enjoy that side of it.
I mean, I look at it like this, and I'll mention the pop culture side here. And here in the States, we had MTV True Life. I Want to Be a Dominatrix shows the great learning abilities and what we got on the dom side of things. But I think if you add the fitness side to it, it's one of those things where you add the fitness side and you get to see like a lot of the results and telling people what they do from a submissive, dominant perspective. But at the end of the day, too, it whips a lot of our butts into shape. And I mean, what's great about that, too, as well, you provide the mind, body, and soul through domination and as well as coaching. So there's levels and layers to everything. And I think those levels and layers really help with molding people into who they really want to be. And I truly admire that.
Yes, yeah. It definitely does help them. And a lot of people, they just need to be told what to do and when to do it, and bloody get on and do it now, or there'll be consequences, you know. But yeah, and they get a lot from it as well. Obviously, it helps them with their their body and how they look and increases their confidence, but they also get a lot from being praised if they've done well and they're doing a good job. So yeah, they get a lot from that as well. They like to be told that they're doing a good job.
Absolutely. And I think from that side of things too, as well, from the submissive side of things and everything, I always look at it like this. I think in this day and age where once used to be taboo, more open-mindedness, more expanding the horizons of people, whether it be adult content, dom side of things, even sessions wrestling, like we mentioned, I think people are really getting in tune with what their uniquenesses and their preferences is like. And I think it's wonderful because I think that stuff needs to be normalized. And I think at the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're all people. And if you're liking what you're doing and you're loving what you're doing, I think that's the most beautiful thing. And I think we get to see a lot of people really get to see what goes into a lot of this. And there's really a process, there's a discipline, and there's just a whole lot of fun that goes into it. So you have to have the right mindset and really be the best representation of your presentation.
Yeah, definitely. And there's no point living your life trying to hide things and trying to be somebody that you're not. So if you like this kind of thing and you like doing it, then just do it. You know, there's no point trying to bury things and bury yourself. So yeah, I'm always a big believer of just do whatever makes you happy and do what pleases you in life. There's no point in trying to hide things and live your life being miserable. There's no point.
Absolutely. I think it's all about having the mind right, grind right mentality. And speaking having the mind right and grind right, my goodness gracious, Sessions Wrestling, I've seen a lot of the work that you've done with Submission Room, Amber Phoenix, of course, with Miss Scott Delilah. We touched upon that on their show, but I wanted to ask you, y'all got some great chemistry with one another. You really do go showcase your stuff on the mat and the wrestling side of things, just the dominant side there. You really have incorporated a lot within the art form and your dominance and just everything that goes within your power and core. So talk about working with these ladies and just talk about Submission Room even as its own right, because my God, man, the training is there and you certainly do show up and show out.
Yes, yeah, I love wrestling with Amber and Goth. Yeah, two great girls to wrestle with. I have wrestled with Amber quite a few times now, and we wrestle really well together. Our bodies kind of fit well together, and we know kind of each other's style, and we've filmed together, so that's good as well. We've done some shoots together. Goth absolutely kicked my ass when she wrestled me. But that was great fun as well. I always enjoy it, whether I win or I lose. To me, yeah, it's great if I win, and it makes you feel really good. But at the same time, it doesn't bother me if I do lose. I enjoy it equally. But yeah, she absolutely destroyed me when we wrestled together, but thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And I mean, for you, we mentioned Delilah, we mentioned Amber, we mentioned the Submission Room. I think everything that goes into it, because you're learning the craft. So I have to ask you, besides these great platforms that we mentioned here, and shout out to all of them, for you, the Sessions Wrestling side of things, you've kind of taken it more like a hand to glove, so to speak. You get to showcase that side of you, that empowering side, much like we've seen in the fitness world, the bodybuilding world, of elegance and overall true grit and potential and just overall passion. For you, being the passionate person that you are, what kind of gravitated you towards even the Sessions Wrestling side of things? Because again, we touch upon the synergy and the chemistry that you have within your work, but god dang it, man, you've really taken it like the hand in glove. Talk about getting into Sessions Wrestling.
So yeah, I got into it about 3 years ago, and I'd already got into domination work, and I was doing HBC, her biceps cam, so flexing online on webcam. So I was doing that before. And then I got chatting to somebody on Facebook, and he said, "Do you ever do lift and carry sessions?" I said, "No, what's that?" And he said, "Oh, have a look at Sessions, girls. You would be great at it. You've got the physique." So I said, "Okay, I'll have a look." And I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I could do this. I've got a boxing background, got a bodybuilding background. I've been doing some domination work. So, and I knew I could do muscle worship sessions. So I knew I could do all that, but I didn't have any wrestling experience. So I hired a coach, and I was having one session a week and loved it. And I thought, right, yeah, I'm going to set up this session girls profile and just see where it goes. Carried on with the wrestling coaching, joined a jiu-jitsu gym, loved that as well. And then, 3 months later, I had my first booking, and that was it. And I absolutely loved it.
What I love about that too, as well, shout out to Jennifer Thomas and all the amazing girls on Sessions Wrestling.
Yes.
Girls. Oof. What I love about it too, as well, is it's a platform for muscular babes and also muscular great talents, much like Miss Saskia over here, ladies and gentlemen, doing their things with the lifting, carrying the sessions work as well. I think what's cool about it too, as well, is we mentioned the internal and external beauty side of the spectrum here. I think what's cool is with someone of your size and stature, because you do, Miss Saskia, you look absolutely amazing. You keep your body in tone. You're welcome. Truth is truth. I think all women are queens, and we got a lot of cutie beauties out there. But when it comes to that side of things, I really do admire that, because a lot of y'all really stay intact with what you do. And I even equate it to LFC, because a lot of people, the common misconception that we see with LFC or anything in life, it's just, God dang it, man, it's just girls rolling around in lingerie and that's it. Boom. It's like, no, hold up 1 second, pump the brakes. It's one of those things where, yes, it's beautiful to see that side of things, but there's work, there's discipline, there's training that goes into it, much like Sessions Wrestling, to get to where you need to be. So, I mean, there's more to it than just looking good. There's the emphasis on also the and everything.
Yeah, we train hard. I mean, I've always trained hard, even before this. But yeah, I train hard for it. I'm in the gym 5-6 times a week. I do weights, I do boxing training, pads work, pad drills, and I do jiu-jitsu twice a week. So yeah, I train hard for it.
Let's talk about the fact that training hard and just that overall variety to it. Like you mentioned, jiu-jitsu and really getting down to your craft. For you, it's one of those things, because I can tell just by talking to you, Saskia, very multifaceted. Boxing, bodybuilding, fitness, everything. You, dare I say, you are the accoutrement when it comes to many different art forms. It's one of those things, too, where you dabble into such a variety and you dabble into everything. How great is that just to see within life? Because you never stop learning. You're always adapting. And you're really coming like the best version of yourself, which a lot of people can really take to through inspiring encouragement through words and actions, you know?
Yeah. Thank you for your kind words. But like I say, I've always trained. It's part of my life. I would never, ever not train. Even when I'm 80 years old, obviously I probably wouldn't be doing jiu-jitsu and deadlifting when I'm 80 years old, but I'll always be doing some sort of activity. You know, I'll always be active. I'll always be mobile. It's always been a massive part of my life, and it always will be.
I look at it from a stance like this, and I think y'all can tell from looking at the amazing attire that this woman has on over here. Absolutely rocked it today. I look at it from a stance like, well, you're welcome. The dominatrix side, the latex side, everything has such style and aesthetic that really, truly makes up the being and truly makes up the character being amplified to the 100th decimal, if you will. So I got to ask you, Miss Saskia, let's talk about this here as well, because when you look at the L in Lingerie Fighting Championships, it's the apropos word right there, ladies and gentlemen, lingerie. I've had on a lot of the UK girls. A lot of the girls are excited to be fighting and showing up and showing out and looking good in the process. So I got to ask you, Miss Saskia, let's talk about this. You're the LFC ref. You're going to be calling it right down the middle. You're going to be officiating, if you will. Talk about the attire we can expect from you from this, man, because we've had the lady refs. We've had Sarah Wolf in there who's going to be fighting on this upcoming show. Sarah Wolf has got it, and also now you have it as well. Talk about the ref side of things, because that's the best part of presentation as well as the referee side of things.
Yeah, so I've only ever done one ref job before. So this is my second ref job. And I'm actually more nervous about this than if I was to be fighting, because it's quite a big responsibility to be ref. But yeah, the way I look at it is, I would rather do something and be nervous about it than not do it at all. So yeah, I am a little bit nervous and I'm very excited, but a little bit nervous as well. But yeah, it'll be an amazing experience, and yeah, can't wait for it.
I gotta say, I can't wait to see how you styling and profiling with your referee gear, because of what we've seen in the prior past with the referee gear, it's definitely going to be amazing to see. And what I also love to ask as well is, lingerie is the beautiful aesthetic of it, right? Really showcases the voluptuosity factor, the beauty side of things, hence the beauty, strength, and dominance of this pod. I got to ask you, Miss Saskia, what's some of your favorite lingerie, man? Because you rocked it from the dom side. You rocked it with the attire, which is a great aesthetic that really makes within your overall content. What's some of your favorite lingerie, man? I got to know.
Yeah, well, actually, for the ref outfit, it's a standard outfit that I have to wear, but I will be adding my own little twist to it. There'll be some red added to it, definitely. I'm thinking maybe kind of red fishnet hold-ups or something to spice it up a little bit. Yeah, my look is always fierce. Red, black, a bit of PVC thrown in there, fierce heels. Yeah, anything kind of a little bit gothic-y as well, a little bit alternative. Certainly not a girly girl. Never been a pink pastel girl, as you can probably tell. So yeah, it'll be red, black, and something fierce and dramatic.
First of all, I like your style, because when Goth Delilah was on here, she's very much in the same boat as you are. And what I love about the two of you like this, and I've always said this, first of all, as you can probably tell, I love all women's shapes and sizes. Doesn't matter. We have a lot of the classy and elegance lingerie. Then we add that little flavor, so to speak, much like Sassy is going to add with her referee attire. I think that's what adds to it, man. It's the realness, it's the authenticity, and dare I say, it's that edge that goes with it too. So I think that really does stand out, and that's the best part about what you get to do, is you get to stand out. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you dress to impress, my friend.
Thank you. Yes, and it's all about kind of making it your own as well, bringing your own style into it, making it original, making it different. So yeah, I'm looking forward to coming up with something fierce and dramatic for it.
I think you got it down pat, my friend. I think a lot of us cannot wait, and it's worth the wait. So I got to say, no spoilers, but you're going to rock it. I look at it like this, my friend. Let's talk about the fact that, let me tell you something. I had Coach Joel Kane on the show. Now, Coach Joel Kane, for those that don't know, who are newer to the LFC product, he's the coach on the U.S. side of things. Love him to death. Great dude. Entertaining as hell. Well, let me tell you something. He hasn't even hit UK soil, ladies and gentlemen, and he's already trash talking, because, you know, it's Team USA, it's versus Team UK, and I got to ask the UK one on this one, because we got the international exposure here and the flavor that really makes up the UK. And I love you for this, Saskia. But he's already talking crap, talking about Team USA is going to crush Team UK. And I'm like, wait a minute now, Joel. If you've seen Team UK, like I said, there's no slouches over here. There's no zilches. There's women over here that are going to kick ass and take names. They're going to represent the UK proudly. So I got to ask the UK one over here. Your thoughts on Joel Kane? He hasn't even hit the UK soil yet, Saskia, and he's already talking that trash, talking that ish, if you
will. No, he's talking rubbish. The UK girls, they're going to be kicking ass. He doesn't know what's going to hit him. Yeah, they're going to be on form. They're going to want to absolutely wipe the floor with everybody. I know that.
I cannot wait to see it. I think, and like I said, I love each and every one of the girls on here. But y'all, if you're new to the LFC product, Team USA, Team UK are going to kill it, especially in Cardiff. We get to see this one over here. Who doesn't want to see this one in person? Say what's up to everybody on the LFC personnel. We're bringing something new and we're bringing something special to the UK. And we're also going to bring Joel Kane, who may or may not have some shenanigans up his sleeve. We shall see. But that's what makes the LFC events great and many people involved in it. Now, I got to ask you on the other side of things as well, because I love asking this question, because you, my friend, have the pearls of wisdom. You got the knowledge. You've done an array of things, from bodybuilding, fitness, dom, wrestling. You're constantly on the grind. You're constantly staying active, and we all love to see it. So I got to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who maybe wants to get into fitness, maybe do some wrestling as well? What advice would you give them that want to pursue these particular art forms?
Well, definitely. Firstly, they've got to look the part. They've got to look athletic and strong. I think that's a big part of it. They don't have to be absolutely ripped like they're about to stand on a stage and compete in a bodybuilding show, but they need to look athletic. And they need to know some basic skills of wrestling and jiu-jitsu just to get them going, because it's not just kind of rolling around on the floor. You know, you do have to know a little bit of what to do, the pins, the submissions, the different moves. And thirdly, if you want to do it, just bloody do it. Don't let anything hold you back. If you think, yeah, I could do that, that looks fun, I'd like to do it, give it a go, because you've got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, then nobody's forcing you to do it. And if you do like it, it's a really fun way of making a living.
Beautifully and eloquently said. I love that. And I think what we get to also see is, I'll even ask the follow-up to this. I mean, some of your takeaways that you've really learned from this as well, because again, it's the pearls of wisdom, and you provide your own pearls of wisdom through domination as well as just overall knowledge that you have obtained, which is wonderful to see. What are some of your biggest takeaways thus far in your journey?
That mostly all the clients, all the men that are into this kind of scene, they all like a strong woman. That's all it boils down to. They like a strong, forceful, dominant woman to pin them down and show them who's boss. So although every session may be different and every client may be different, it basically all boils down to that. That is what they like.
Beautifully and eloquently said. I love that. And I got to say, we mentioned the submission room earlier. If y'all have not checked her out at submission room and just working and doing all these matches, I got to say, I've seen a lot of the matches that you've been putting on there, man. Great stuff. Great training aside. I got to say, it's a great facility for people to constantly learn and grind. I got to put that over, because you have been killing it over there.
Yeah, there's a few good places. There's the submissions room I go to in Haringey, I think it is. And then there's Monica's in Walthamstow. That's a really good place. And there's Pippa's in Manchester. That's quite a good place as well. Girls go there a lot for sessions. So yeah, there's a few well-known places in the UK that hold events and shows, and where you can do one-on-one sessions as well.
I will say the links will be in the description for these great places, because I can definitely attest to that. Because if you have the right training facility and if you have the right surroundings, I think you're golden, man. And it gives a lot of people a lot of work, and it gives a lot of people greatness to really learn and apply their crafts. So I think that's wonderful. So the links will be in the description to all of those that she mentioned and all the great wrestling that you get to see in the UK. Because shout out to all you people in the UK, some of the most passionate, rabid fans. And also the UK gives us this one over here. So that's a major plus, and you are appreciated, Miss Saskia. So with that being said, before we close this out, I will say this. You are an absolute delight. You always bring in the pearls of wisdom, and you definitely have that overall accoutrement, and we can't wait to see it as the LFC ref. I'd love to have you back on for a round 2. It's been a blast talking today.
Thank you so much. And yes, I'd love to. And yeah, thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Of course, like I said, with this platform, it's really all about exuding and accentuating the internal and external beauty. And we got a lot of badasses over here, including this one. So before we close this bad boy out, do you have any words as well for what we get to see and expect from you coming up at LFC 44 Underground Knockouts in Cardiff, Wales? What can we expect? Any words to the LFC universe?
Yeah, expect it to be fierce and fun.
Hell yeah. So with that being said, Saskia, you are on so many great forms of social media. You're a great follow, always providing the content with videos as well as the amazing photos that you put out into this universe. Where can we follow you on the socials?
Saskia _Sharman _ and on X at Saskia Sharman.
Links will be in the description. Y'all better give a follow, or she'll put you in those body scissors. She'll put you in everything in between, because this woman's got some holds, and it's awesome to see. I always say this with each and every one of these shows, y'all. LFCfights.com. July 4th, LFC 43, Independence Day 2, LFC 44, Underground Knockouts, July 6th, 2 great nights of LFC action. We're taking over the UK, Team USA versus Team UK. You do not want to miss this because, god dang it, man, it's beautiful women in lingerie, it's badasses, and it's Saskia Sharman doing her best as a referee. I know you're going to kill it, and I know you're going to do very well. So with that being said, I always love saying this, Saskia, in each and every one of these shows. Life is an art form. We're all applying our crafts and continue to apply your craft in amazing fashion. And the other question I do actually have to ask you, because as I can see it, you have that edge to you. You got the tats, man. I love the tats as well because the body is the canvas. I had Amber Phoenix on. She talked about her tattoos. I had Mel Fire on. She talked about her tattoos. I had to ask you, Saskia Sharman, talk about the tats, man, because my God, they're badass.
Yeah, I've got quite a few. Like most people, it started off with one, and then a couple of years later, you're covered in them. Yeah, it's true what they say. They're an addiction. They are. I've got about 36 now, and I haven't had a new one for a while. But mine are all animals. I absolutely love animals. And when I first wanted to get a tattoo, I wanted something that wouldn't go out of fashion or that I wouldn't not like in 5 years' time. I wouldn't want to go off it. And so I thought, I'm always going to love animals and nature and flowers and nice bright colours. So that was my theme. I'm covered in lovely exotic animals.
Well, I got to say, first and foremost, 36, by the way. Wow. And then number 2, well, who doesn't love animals? I think every animal has a meaning to it, and it really does symbolize a lot within tattoos. So I think that's badass. And I mean, again, we'll showcase the pop culture nerdiness on this show, folks. Like Savage Garden once saying, I want to live like animals. For those that remember the Animal song by Savage Garden in the 90s. Yes. Oh, my goodness gracious. But yeah, no, that's wonderful. And I cannot wait to see the tattoo journey because you're painting your canvas. It is your body, and your body is absolutely amazing to see and check out. Check out the external beauty that is Miss Saskia Sharman. And folks, as I always say to end each and every one of these shows, it's not just the name of this podcast. It is a mindset. Beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Saskia Sharman, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.